Hi, I'm Vesna Jacob, and I'm hoping in the next few minutes to be able to give you a little better sense of who I am, where I'm coming from, and hopefully where I'm heading to. At the moment, I am based in New Delhi, India. I came here because I fell in love with Indian. I got married and settled here 11 years ago. We have a daughter called Daniela Zara, who's a 7-year-old, and you will get to see her a little bit later in this video. Apart from that, originally I'm coming from Bosnia and Herzegovina. I have a younger brother, and two of us, we always were goofing around. I was always very athletic as a child. I started with gymnastics, later on took a little turn and became a runner. And then when I was 10 years old, I discovered basketball, and that was it. That was my first love, and there was nothing I couldn't and wasn't ready to do just to be able to play. So I was a topper of my class. Apart from that, I also went to the musical school and learned to play accordion, while at the same time managing all my commitments just to be able to play. I was fortunate or misfortunate to survive the war in my country, in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Fortunate because it taught me so many things about living in the present moment, appreciating all you have, knowing that life can at any given time throw you a curveball, and dealing with a lot of fears, appreciating life for what is it, appreciating human relationships, and giving a great importance to the family, to the people around you, because ultimately that's why we are here. Professionally, now so many years later in India, before I got to India, I was working for 7 years for S4, for US Army. I was a part of a peacekeeping mission. During my 7 years working for the forces, I went from being a translator to working for PSD, the Personal Security Detail of the Commanding General of the Multinational Division North, and which gave me the opportunity to meet people from all over the United States, which gave me a glimpse about the tradition, the values, and of course I was ever grateful to get the opportunity to work for the forces, and on the other side for everything that US Army has done in promoting and securing and keeping the peace in my country, for which I'm proud to say that I was awarded with 2 medals for the civilian achievements by the Commanding General, and also during my work there, I had the opportunity to meet a lot of dignitaries from the US, mainly from the forces. When I came to India, I got married, and I came here, and I was fortunate and blessed to turn my greatest passion, which was always the movement, into my profession. Before I started working for US Army, I went to Germany to play basketball professionally. I was a national player already in my country, and I was looking to embark a professional career in Germany. And through another set of circumstances, I ended up with a devastating knee injury 1 week prior to signing my first professional contract. Now again, so many years down the line, that was blessings in disguise, because that actually put me onto the path of studying a human movement, understanding a human movement better, and why ultimately that injury happened within my body. My professional qualifications are I'm a physiotherapist, I'm also a qualified nurse. Apart from that, I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist, NLP practitioner. I also hold the bachelor's degree in political science. Apart from that, I have associate degree in personal fitness coaching, and I am a healer. Now, this may sound like all over the place when it comes to qualification. However, I firmly believe in connection between mind, body, and spirit. And while physical body is my main focus, and I am working as actually more as a personal trainer and a movement specialist rather than a classical physical therapist, I believe that we are not disconnected and disjointed from our mind or our spirit for that matter. And I think that our emotional wellness, our physical self, as well as intellectual, spiritual selves are deeply connected, and sometimes they need a little bit of channeling, a little bit of a rebalancing in order to benefit our and complement and help our physical body. So I think would like to give you a little tour of my place. So this is my little library. I'm an avid reader. I'm also an author. These are my two little books. One is the Work It Out Without a Workout. It is a book for people who do not necessarily have a time to go to the gym. What all can they do in their working environment, what they can do at the party, even in the car. And the other one is something that is very close to my heart, and that is women's rights and self-defense in a way. This is Fit to Fight, which is a self-defense manual for women. This book came as my answer to the horrific rape that has happened in India 2 years ago, and which had shook India. It created lots of unrest, the questions, as well as the demands for the equal rights, better law enforcement system. So this book is very, very dear to my heart because it deals in my way with the issue and helps women be a little bit more secure, help them and how to protect themselves with a very practical, useful. At the moment I'm writing my third book, so hopefully it is going to be ready in the next few months. This is my center studio. That is Daniela over there on the pole. So this is Alta Cellar, which in Esperanto means higher purpose. I wanted to create a space that is not just catering to the physical needs. I wanted to create a space that has positive energy, that has encouragement built into it, that has a lot of symbolism, with the good omens and the symbolism of good luck, and because we all are fighting something or the other in our lives, and I believe that there is enough negativity in this world, and there is enough negative energy as it is. So to counterbalance that, I firmly believe that the positive encouragement goes much longer way, and the name Alta Cellar is actually, I really also believe that we should not be doing anything in life unless it is servicing and serving some higher purpose. Through your personal actions, through your professional actions, through the ways you're talking to others, through the ways you're influencing others, I think there should always be a guiding light, and there should be a higher purpose that can create some positive change. And I think that can happen through your work, that can happen through your personal actions and interactions with the people. So this is my little contribution in creating the environment that is even a little whimsical in a way that that once you come here, that you experience that encouragement, that whatever pain or discomfort you come to us and to me and my team here, that you feel that positivity that brushes off. And on the other side, I really truly believe that we all are gifted with a set of gifts and that we should use them towards the higher purpose. So there is a little idea behind the Alta Cello. And let me show you the third part of my environment. This is the main workout area where we are doing a lot of stuff with Pilates, with functional and applied functional science. In the last few years, I have been going through a huge change in the way I'm looking at the movement, at the physicality, and there's a way that the physical body should be conditioned. Once I had my injury, I was left after 2 surgeries. I was left hugely imbalanced in my body with a really weak core. And as a matter of trying to get better and as trying to understand how come that to a person who was playing at that level, who was considered to be so fit, and the person who had never missed and skipped a training, and I have always been doing everything right, and I have never had a surgery or an injury before, apart from some minor strains. How was it possible for my body to go through such a devastating and a huge injury? Because I had a full, complete ACL tear, medial ligament tear, lateral ligament partial tear, and both of my menisci were completely crushed. And all of that happened during a regular practice. As I started studying the movement, I realized that each system that I tried, and there was a lot of trial and error, that each system that I tried had a certain benefits to offer me. However, nothing was giving me a full picture. And then when I was already working for the US Army, and as my part-time, I was always involved with conditioning soldiers. I got certified by US Army to condition, so that was my fun job aside, which turned into my profession later on. I was introduced to Pilates, and at that point of time, Pilates was a missing link. It was a missing link in that there was a system that was actually looking at the body as a complete unit. And that was an eye-opener at that point of time. Now we're talking about some 14 years ago. And Pilates, at that point of time, I thought it was amazing system. I mean, I still do. However, my principles and my thought process have changed, and I have kind of overgrown that in a way. So as I started practicing Pilates, my body started actually connecting with each other, started communicating better with each other rather than a set apart. And I realized that the reason why I had that extensive injury was there was imbalance of force, that my core muscles were not able to control what the rest of my body was doing. And as I came from the war into Germany, and all of a sudden the food was available, during the war there were times when we were hungry, and there was no electricity, so once I got out of that environment and got into the area that has everything, I started eating, and I gained a few pounds, and probably that added mass created a momentum at which my core was not able to control, and the result was the injury. So Pilates was that huge milestone, and once I got to India, I'm one of the pioneers of Pilates. I introduced it to country, and I've been teaching it for the last 10 years over here. As I started reaping the benefits of Pilates, the athlete within me actually said, you know what, while it's great fun and I can see my body transforming and it's really leaning my muscles and it's helping my posture and it's improving the way I'm feeling within my body, it doesn't quite make complete sense because we do not spend the time lying down. Ultimately, our purpose is, and our bodies are meant to be upright. We are meant to walk, we are meant to sit and squat and lunge. And Pilates wasn't the complete answer. It definitely gave and filled the hole within the movement pattern. However, it was not completely healing me. At that point of time, I have heard of PowerPlate, and I became an instrument of bringing PowerPlate to India. And now 6 years down the road, I'm still the only master trainer for PowerPlate for India. And with PowerPlate, a little bit more things actually started making sense. PowerPlate had, as a vibrating technology, had created a huge change in the soft tissue recovery within my knee. And also with PowerPlate, I have undergone the mentorship program with Athletes Performance under Mark Vestergen. And that was now interesting. That was the first time that I was officially sort of introduced to the concept of functionality, or actually training the body the way the body is being used. I started implementing that within my Pilates practice and sort of taking a Pilates into more vertical position. And also most of my clients benefited tremendously from that, as well as my body has gone through the huge change because I was all of a sudden able to start running after many, many years without consequences, without swelling. However, I still would do most of things instinctively. I wouldn't necessarily know why am I doing. I would just do something because it would have made sense. Till last year, when I was in China for another Master Trainers Meet with the PowerPlate, where I have first time heard of Grace Institute of Functional Applied Science. And that was another huge milestone, which I believe has changed my life forever and the way I'm looking at the human body forever. So after first time hearing the principles of the functional applied science and what that is and how body is to be viewed and how body correlates to the gravitational force, it was that huge missing link that made sense. That we should be looking at the body in the way the body biomechanically correlates and corresponds to the gravity, to the ground reaction force, how mass and momentum are affecting us, what is the movement that we wish to become more successful in, and then what are the biomechanical principles that our body is going through. It was an eye-opener. I'm feeling extremely privileged and blessed that I had the opportunity, and I am a gift fellow, and I am about to graduate with the Grace Institute of Functional Applied Science. And in the last, 1 year since I have embarked this path, nothing ever looked the same. And I was again blessed enough to meet people from Free Motion, and I see a huge synergy that Free Motion is the company that strives for the excellence, that is looking at the human motion in a way that human body is meant to be used, whether we are talking about recreational athlete or we are talking about performance athlete. the principles of the functional applied science remain the same, and I believe I can hugely contribute with my knowledge, experience, drive, and the desire to learn more and keep on getting better in helping and growing the business, as well as people's understanding about what the functional science is, what the functional movement is, and how can we integrate it, and how can we make the exercising system to the point much more helpful, useful, and at the same time ultimately much more fun. Because just doing the weights, just doing single movement that is not engaging entire body, and or having equipment that is so limiting it is just a two-planar which is not copying the way human body actually works. I think that I would be the right person to help promote and bring this message. My next step, because I said I would like to also share where am I heading to. I believe that knowledge needs to be and should be shared, because through the knowledge you can keep on influencing people, and it is only me. If I directly influence, I would much rather know. So I can see a great synergy between the manufacturer of the equipment and the philosophy, utility, as well as the functionality. And I really, really would like to be considered for this position, as I'm eager to learn more, and I'm eager to implement the newly acquired knowledge more toward the performance and athletic levels, as in a way for me that feels like making a full circle and coming home and going back